What's up, old school homies? Let's talk about learning to do things in more than one way. This is one of Trav's old school secrets that it's kind of a double edged sword. I don't know. For me, it's entirely necessary, and for you, it probably will be too. Because once you do come across something and you find the best way to do it, it is good not to change it and to continue to do things the best of your abilities. But if you don't start expanding your interpretations of different ways to do things, you're going to end up stagnant and stale and stuck to doing things in one way and not being able to adapt to anything new, which is a problem. You want to be able to adapt to new situations if there's some change. You don't want to not embrace the change and just say that I'm going to stay in the past. You need to stay in the future where everybody else is at, because the future is what drives the present moment, not the past always. There are a lot of good things that we have to learn from the past and continue to drag on, but you need to learn more than one way. You need to know the old ways and the new ways of doing things, because sometimes the old ways of doing things are the only way that you could do something. And then in other situations, it could be the same thing that you're doing, but like a different situation comes along and then it fits better to use the new way instead of the old way. And that's where people go wrong. They're like, I don't want to do the new way, but then you find out that the new way is way easier than the old way. So why are you doing the old way things anymore? And let's just talk about like bill pay. This is something that a lot of people struggle with, and I used to just drive to all the stores that I owed money to. Like if I owed a credit card company, I would just drive up to them and pay them. It's not that easy or that hard, because you're driving around town all the time, and then when you look out the window and you see someone that you owe money to, then you just pull over and pay them. I did that for years, and it was nice because I didn't really have to mail my bills out. Back in those days, there was an online bill pay. And I'll still see people doing that. Like they're driving around town paying bills. And I'm like, man, you could just do that over your phone. And they don't want to hear that, like. Or if you want to go somewhere and they think it's open, you're like, could we just call and see if they're open? A lot of times people, they just kind of think they know, when you could just kind of check on your phone and see if they're open for sure, instead of wasting gas and then finding out that they closed right when you showed up. Or there's a lot of advantages that I learned from being at my last job, because you have to do everything like super fast. And I learned a lot of the old ways are appropriate and a lot of the new ways are appropriate. And if you blend them both, you could beat everything. And something will come at you and you'll just be like, whoosh, sorry, I have a way to fight that. A fast way, a slow way, a quick way, easy way. It doesn't matter. If you just take your time, there's a way to do anything you want to do. You just have to be patient and start to look at what are the advantages of doing things this way and that way. Look at other people that do stuff in a way that you don't do it and say, why do they do that way? And if they're struggling, help them out. But if they like the way that they're doing something, figure out why they like doing the way that they do something. And then you could be like, well, they do have a point. They have an advantage in this situation. So maybe when you approach that kind of situation, you can have an advantage in that situation. But I don't like doing everything one way. It just doesn't fit the situation right. Each situation's different. Knowing more things makes you more well-rounded.